This is somewhat sobering. Hypocenter. Now, I actually think, strictly speaking, the hypocenter is actually underground, and perhaps they actually mean epicenter. I know they've spelled center wrong, but there we go. Anyway, okay, the first atomic bomb used in the history of humankind. That's probably incorrect as well, because 3 weeks before the one landed here on Hiroshima, they did a test one in the New Mexico desert. That was 3 weeks before. So, it's really the first atomic bomb used used angrily in the history of humankind. Exploded approximately 600 meters above this spot. Carried to Hiroshima from Tinian Island. I might have said Saipan on one of my previous videos. I was on both islands anyway, and wherever it was, I was at that point. What was a runway, I was there, and they had a little thing about it, blah blah blah. By the Enola Gay US Army B-29 bomber, piloted by a fellow called Paul Tibbets, if I remember correctly. This area of the city was exposed to temperatures of approximately 3,000 to 4,000 degrees centigrade, as well as a blast wind and radiation. Most people in the area lost their lives instantly. This was 8:15 on the 6th of August 1945. I'm still trying to find out what day of the week that was, actually. Anyway, I'm just curious, really. I mean, there's a difference between, I guess there's a difference between dropping a bomb on a Monday morning as opposed to a Sunday morning. I don't know. Would it have made any difference anyway? Probably not. Anyway, so the bomb itself was dropped from, I actually read 572 meters somewhere. But either way, of course, the plane itself would have been, much higher than that. And I think there were 3 planes. One was a weather plane, which would have stayed behind somewhat, I should think. One was a photography plane. So when you read that, people saw one plane in the sky, I think I've read somewhere that people would have seen 2 planes. The second one would have been the photography plane. Although that may have been physically behind the first one, I guess. Because there was a way, when they drop these things, they just don't turn around and go back. They got to turn the plane around at a certain angle, so they don't get, and that the pilots have to wear special goggles and all this stuff, so they don't all get blinded. And there's a way that they kind of turn the plane around so to reduce the risk of the pilots getting blinded and I suppose something bad happening to the plane. But anyway, there's a science to all, isn't there? Anyway, so this is right above there. Yeah. And of course that's for a reason as well. I mean, that wasn't a mistake, right? I mean, these things are designed to explode at a certain altitude, because more impact. Because if it hits the ground and then explodes, it's not going to do as much damage. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. And so this is I don't know the name of the street. This used to be a pharmacy, I think. I read. But just down there. Oh, we just had some oysters down there actually, but if we make a right, go, I don't know, 100 yards or something, then go across to the Peace Park. And honey, you think this is sobering?
Yeah, because, I just came out of the museum where I learned a lot of information. I saw a lot of, they have some artifacts. You can see clothes that they found. You can see glass that has fused, metal that fused. But to see where it actually exploded is definitely sobering.
Right, albeit up there.
Yeah.
Right.
This is we learned hypocenter, according to a Japanese website, is below ground, so
an epicenter.
We would call this an epicenter.
Yeah, so maybe anyway,
Or super epi,
but this
in the air.
But as my Los Angeles born and bred, number one friend, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Look at the mistakes. Come on, everyone. Look, meters. What's this? Gas meters, water meters, electric meters? What sort of meters? Would they pile a bunch of electric meters on top of each other? Is that... What? If you take it literally. Anyway, oh dear me, sorry, I just can't help it. I'm taking the piss, right?
Yes.
Anyway, oh dear. Anyway, so
Subscribe.
we are going back to onwards actually.
It's a good video. You should take it